343 Industries have just posted a new Inside Infinite. There's lots of interesting details to cover, so let's take a look. Thank you everyone for watching this video. This is a bit of an impromptu midweek one. I wanted to cover this pretty much as soon as it dropped, just because there's some really interesting stuff in here. So I do have a Microsoft rewards video coming next week, and I've got another Game Pass list coming very soon, which you will love. Please, if you enjoy what I do here on Direckt Gaming, I'd love for you to like the video, subscribe to the channel, turn on notifications, all that good stuff. Share it to your friends. Tell a couple of people about the channel, get them to subscribe, because we are looking to hit 1,500 subscribers very soon, and I appreciate every single one of you supporting the channel. Let's get stuck in. So this month on Inside Infinite, there's an interview with three developers from 343. Josh Dings, campaign art lead. He's been at 343 for 10 years. Troy Mashburn, who's the gameplay director for the campaign, and John Mulkey, who is the world design lead. And it is a really interesting interview. If you're at all interested in Halo Infinite, then I highly recommend you check it out. I've, of course, as always, linked it below. We'll just get stuck into a few things that I found interesting in this month's Inside Infinite. They start with talking about the themes of the game and the campaign, which are legacy and simplicity. And the legacy part is definitely that they want it to feel like Halo Combat Evolved, essentially. And, you know, as much as there's going to be jokes that say, yeah, well, it looks like it too, I think you'd be pleasantly surprised after looking at some of the images that they posted during this. It's looking pretty good. And in the way of simplicity, it's kind of them backing off a little bit after there was a bit of backlash around the art direction for Halo 5. Their words are overly noisy designs, especially I think in the Forerunner structures and things like that. And they're trying to kind of bring it back to a more simple yet beautiful kind of art direction. And I think they're kind of nailing it there, because it does definitely look more like Halo 1 than Halo 5, that's for sure. Not in the graphical presentation, but just in the art direction, of course. They use a couple of words that describe, you know, what they're trying to do, which is story driven, which great. I love to hear that. And this is obviously all talking about the campaign. There's no mention in this Inside Infinite of the multiplayer. So there will be more information of that coming soon, I assume. I think they spoke about it in the last Inside Infinite, but I'm not sure. Check out on Halo Waypoint for more information, of course. And also the term spiritual reboot, which I think is pretty obvious, but also something they, I think, want to get across more. You know, the game's not called Halo 6, although it is a sequel to Halo 5. It is definitely a reboot in the way of art direction, and a reboot in, you know, it's on a Halo again, and it seems to be coming back to those things that really made Halo brilliant. And I think that's really exciting for a lot of Halo fans. I think there was a lot of people that didn't like what they did with Halo 5, myself included. Visually, it looked incredible, I think, but definitely story-wise, it didn't have that magic. In this blog post, they have shared some images, some screenshots from in-game captured on PC, which it says there. So still haven't seen this game on Xbox. I'll talk about that a little bit later and my concerns about that. And also some gorgeous concept art paintings, which are, you know, really quite stunning. They've even got one screenshot taken over multiple times a day, and it looks absolutely just stunning. And I'm so glad this is something that's coming into Halo. It is open-ended, and you're going to be able to see the time of day change, and it's going to be interesting how this shakes out, being that you're on a Halo. It's not going to have, I assume, a normal day-night cycle, but we'll see. Anyway, it looks stunning, and the game just looks so much better than it did 8 to 9 months ago in the demo, especially with the improved lighting, and just the textures look better, and you can get these images in 4K. And so seriously, check them out. Go in the article and actually click on them. And the nighttime shots are beautiful as well, with that you can see constellations and nebulas and stuff like that. And it's really quite nice. So definitely check those out. They go to mention that this area we're seeing is just one biome on the ring, which is inspired from the Pacific Northwest. And I'm excited to see other biomes and, you know, what they're hiding from us. And I'm glad they're not showing more yet, because I like that experience of, you're like, you know, this is what I've seen in the trailers, and then you get a few missions into the game, or you explore a little bit outside of this first area, and then it's like a desert, or, you know, whatever it might be. I'm really excited to see what else this Zeta Halo has planned for us. They also go on to mention the ability to explore and discover the world beyond the Golden Path quests, or in between the Golden Path quests, and they use the term Halo Unleashed. I hope this fleshes out story and things like that. I hope it doesn't lead to like an open world style collectathon with markers everywhere and just, you're clearing out this banished stronghold. I don't want that to be like, oh, I'm going to clear out this 15th banished stronghold and get whatever, because they also make a point to say, like, you're not getting gear, you're not getting weapons in crafting, you're a Spartan still, so you're not going to be upgrading your Mjolnir armor, which I love that. I really like that, and I like that they're going for this open-ended approach, because I think it's going to bring something fresh to the Halo franchise. But I don't want it to go in the, tropey Ubisoft way of having just way too many things on the map. I want it to be, feel like it's a bit freeform exploration, because I literally just started playing Combat Evolved. If you follow me on Twitter, you know that I'm playing through all the Halo games. Just played Reach, now I'm playing Combat Evolved, and it is like, there's no markers, you're kind of just exploring. I feel like Infinite is allowing them to do what they couldn't do technically and technologically 20 years ago. Don't give me a million markers on the map. Let me explore this Halo. Let me use the landmark, guide me. There's these massive Forerunner structures. I think that'd be sick if you can, limit what's on the map and also have real depth and quality behind the side activities, rather than it, just be ticking off a list of things like every open world game that unfortunately suffers from. I mentioned it earlier, but there is one thing that kind of concerns me. I don't know if it should, but I'll read you this quote. So there's, at the end of the article, there's just a few little bits of information from across the team, and the graphics producer, he says, "We've been regularly reviewing the Xbox versions of Halo Infinite with our multiple partner teams, and while the work in progress images we are presenting today are captured on a PC, which we'll dive deeper on in a future blog post, we are committed to deliver a great experience and high level of visual fidelity across all platforms." Now, we know that the Coalition are helping in some form of development. That news has kind of just come out this week, that there are some developers from the Coalition helping out 343. That's great. That's the ability of Microsoft to use their internal studios to help each other out. Fantastic. Also, there's teams Sperasoft, Skybox Labs, and Certain Affinity also helping out. It sounds like Forge is also being kind of outsourced to them. It seems kind of weird that this quote tells me that 343 aren't the ones working on the Xbox version. Should this concern me? I don't know. Let me know your thoughts below. I mean, if these other teams are working hard to make sure that the Xbox version across both generations are, really given the time they deserve, and, the fact that Halo is an Xbox franchise first and foremost, I find it strange that 343 wouldn't be the ones. I also may be taking this entirely out of context, but I'm a bit concerned and a bit confused about this quote. Let me know your thoughts about that one in the comments below. Am I misinterpreting this? I'm not sure. Let me know. At the end, there's a bit of a wrap up that just says kind of, what kind of game is Halo Infinite? And I'll read this one word for word. So, Infinite's world is incredibly large, and its vast combat zones connect seamlessly to each other. Its vistas are filled with adventures that entice you to stray from the Golden Path story missions. From a distance, it might appear that we're building an open world game, but that's not really the case. We're making a Halo game, a sandbox shooter where our goal is to make you feel like the most powerful actor in a rich, emergent sci-fi combat simulation. He continues saying, "We've designed Halo Infinite so that you're freer than you've ever been to do what Spartan super soldiers do best. Survey a battle space, plan your attack, engage the enemy, deal with whatever surprises the sandbox throws your way, and then rearm for the next battle. A strong narrative remains at the heart of the Master Chief's adventure, and your journey between story missions is entirely up to you." So then, what kind of game is Halo Infinite? It's the most open and adventure-filled Halo game ever. It's the Halo game we could only dream about making 20 years ago, and we can't wait for you to explore it. I really hope this holds true. I really hope that it is everything that Halo fans have ever wanted, and I really hope the 343 knock it out of the park. I'm incredibly excited about Halo Infinite. I just think they need to nail it for one thing, but it's looking pretty promising, and I'm excited to see what happens. I would really want to see some Xbox Series X footage. Get that happening. That's why a lot of people bought that console, and the Series S as well, to be fair. But we need to see it, and we need to see it soon. Like, I love these Inside Infinites. I love hearing a bit from the developers, but we need to see results and what this story is, and give us some more information. I'm excited. Let me know what you think about Halo Infinite. Let me know if you think it looks good, looks crap, indifferent, whatever it is. Let me know in the comments below. Thank you so much for watching. Till next time, peace.